So crafters, go grab your craft supplies. I have a craft for you today. Today we are going to be making this beautiful Christmas wreath. Come on down to the library and grab a packet. In your packet you are going to have a paper plate. You're going to have some ribbon, you're going to have some string, you are going to have some strips of paper, you're going to have some little pom-poms, and you're going to have a little cute cutout candle. I've already colored it, but you can color it whatever color you want. All right, so to get this project started, what we need to do is take your paper plate, we need to cut the hole out, okay? And so the easiest way to do that is to fold your paper plate in half, take your scissors and make a cut, then open it back up, and then you can just easily follow the line around the center of the paper plate. So you're going to cut that out so that we can have a wreath. Christmas wreaths traditionally are hung on a front door. So if you're walking around the neighborhood, you might want to take a look at people's front doors and see how many wreaths you can find, because they're very different. Ours today is going to be green, but I know that other people have white ones, red ones, all different colors. Okay, so once you have your circle cut out, the next thing you're going to want to do is do the hole punch so that you can have it hung. Now, this wreath is a lot of repetitive action. And so what I've done is already started one so that you don't have to watch me make the whole thing and be bored. All right, so what we're going to do, since this is going to be the bottom of the wreath, I've already cut out the hole. I'm going to take my hole punch and go ahead and punch a hole. If you don't have a hole punch at home, you could take a pencil, lay the paper plate on a carpeted floor and punch through it, and then you would have a hole. That's sort of a trick that you can do if you don't have a hole punch. All right, so then we're going to string our yarn through here and make a little hanger. Make a knot here, boys and girls. If you don't know how to tie a knot, have an adult help you. So I always like to make a double knot so it surely doesn't come loose. Then I pull that, so then I'll be able to hang it. All right, so now here's the tricky part, and the part that takes a while. You're going to need glue and some tape. In your packet, you are going to have dark green and light green strips of paper. The strips of paper are too long, and so you're going to want to fold them in half and cut them in half. Once you have cut them in half, you are going to want to make the little cutout triangle. So to do that, I'm laying all my paper on top of each other, and I'm going to cut up on one side and then cut up on the other side, so that we pull that loose, and then we have our little triangle at the end. All right, so how to do this? All right, so I am alternating my light greens and my dark greens, so I'm going to separate those on my piles. So my light greens are here, my dark greens are here. Okay. We are tucking some of the paper. Let me turn it over so you can see what I've done. We are tucking some of the paper behind the paper plate. We are adding a little glue, but then I'm using tape so that it stays in place until it's glued. I'm also pressing down here so that it folds and makes a crease. It will just stay and look nicer that way. So I started. When you guys make yours, you're going to want to start down here at the bottom. Light green or dark green, it doesn't matter. But I started with the dark green, then I put light green on either side, the darker green, and then light green. So that means I'm ready for a darker green then on either side here. So what I do is you're going to sort of eyeball it, take your paper and make a little tab, okay, about a ½ inch wide. Then you're going to take your glue, and you want to overlap a little bit where you've already been. So you're going to put the glue there, slide that in there. Oops. This part is a little tricky. Even for me, I can't quite get it on that circle. All right, and then I'm going to turn it over, and I put a little glue here to try to hold that tab. And also grab a piece of tape and tape it down. And that way you're not going to get as gluey. If you just used glue, you'd be sitting here holding that, and glue's going to squish out, and you're going to get glue all over you. All right. So then I'm going to come to the other side to try to make it as even as possible. Try to alternate back and forth. And here you can see that the paper plate is showing just a little bit. So you try to make sure you overlap it so that the paper plate doesn't show through. All right, let's do that again on this side. I've got the light green, so we're going to use our dark green. We have our glue. We're going to lay our piece of paper down. I'm going to overlap where it is. I'm going to flip it over, add a little glue here, really press it and hold it. That's what helps glue adhere to what you're sticking it to. Press and crease the tab, and then repeat. Okay, so now that I've done the dark green, I'm ready for light green. You'll see I can do light green, dark green, and I'll be done. So again, I'm going to tab over my pieces of paper. I'm going to add in the glue, overlap the dark green, turn it over, add a little glue to the back, press, sort of seal it down, and add some tape. All right, let's do that to the other side as well. Now I'm also sort of creasing this a little bit on the edge of the plate so that it doesn't stick up a lot, so it sort of lays flatter. Let's get this one over here. Oops. All right, overlapping, flipping, gluing, taping. There we go. There's our action words. And tape it down. Crease the paper. Continue to press. Flip it back over. Tip it over just a little bit. All right, now the hole sort of is a problem, but I have faith in you. You can do it. So we're going to add 2 more dark greens here at the top. My things are a little wide, my strips of paper, so I'm just going to trim them up just a little bit for here at the top. And I'm going to add my glue in. Okay, so remember our action words. We're going to glue. Actually, we're going to fold first, aren't we? Fold, lay it down, overlap it, glue it, flip it. A little bit more glue and some tape it. Voila, we're almost done. Okay, pull the hanger out of the way, press it, seal it, crease it. All right, make a tab. I have plenty of glue already. I put the glue on it. This last one, you're going to have to put glue over top of the other pieces of paper that are already there. Glue it, crease it, tape it down. All right, and maybe have a little wiper close by so that you can get the glue off your hands. All right, I had plenty of paper strips, so that's not a problem. All right, let's poof it back up. All right, so once you have all your green on, you get to add in the candle. And you can add a little glue here and stick it in. But I have a feeling, okay, you're going to want it right underneath the hole. I have a feeling a little bit of tape will help it. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there holding it until it dries. So add your tape in. Okay. Flip it back over. Isn't it cute already? I like the candle. I think it adds a lot. We have our little pom-poms. Now, if you have a hot glue gun at home, that might actually be the better option than glue, because I know it took these pom-poms a long time to dry. Same thing with the ribbon. So you have this beautiful ribbon. Boys and girls, you might need help with this, but you're going to want to go about 6 inches in. You're going to make a loop. Let me move this out of the way. You're going to make a loop, take this longer part, and wrap it around. And then you're going to come back through where your thumb is and pull tight. Now you'll pull tight, but then you're going to let go again, and you're going to make this beautiful little bow. Okay, you want it to be tight, so I've held on to the bow here at the top and just pulled tight. All right, so then I have my bow, and I want my ends to be even, so I'm going to trim this one up just a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and use glue today. But boys and girls at home, if you have a hot glue gun, it will go a lot faster if you do. But if you don't, you can use a nice big glob of white glue and stick your bow in it. The deal is, don't touch it for hours. Let it sit. All right, and then same thing with the pom-poms. So maybe one, I've given you 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4. Nice big globs of glue. And then you just lay your pom-poms in it and give those the idea of a little berries in your wreath. You could also, if you wanted to, with a marker, maybe take some red dots and make some more like little holly berries. But now that I'm done, I'm just going to let it sit there and not pick it up. All right, so you're going to let it sit for an hour or so before you pick it up and hang it. So let me show you the other one I made. This is what you'll have as a completed project. I hope you like this wreath. It does take some time, but the end product is very cute. All right, thank you so much for watching today. This has been the Crafty Corner. I will see you again next week for another craft. Bye, guys.